What's up everybody, welcome back to a new video here on Market Insights with Linux. We'll do a full video here on Tesla, going to do a full analysis, so we'll talk a little bit about the fundamentals. Obviously last 24 hours quite a lot of news came in that we need to talk about, and it also has an effect on the price. But then we'll also focus on the technicals, which you see on the screen right now. I have a quite strong opinion on that, or at least I've analyzed it, of course, quite extensively throughout the last weeks. And I do think there are some interesting opportunities here. So that's what we'll talk about. But like I said, first let's talk about the fundamentals, and also, as you can see at the top there as well, down in the description there's a Telegram channel where I post about trading setups on gold, stocks, S&P 500, everything, and also I also post some market updates in there for free. So if you're interested in that, consider joining. But for now, let's get right into it. So there's basically two major news events that we need to talk about. Yesterday, obviously, we had Tesla earnings coming in. That was the 22nd of April, if you missed it. So that was for Q1 2025. And what you can see right here, I mean, I won't go over all the results individually, but overall it was much worse than expected. Or at least it was much worse than the EPS estimate, for example. There was a difference of about minus 35%. Now, overall, the price impact was not that much. I mean, you can see right now, pre-markets were trading at 255. Yesterday we closed at 238, and that has multiple. There's multiple reasons why that is the case, in my opinion at least, because look, talking about Tesla itself, I think it's an interesting company. I still think it's one of the best companies in the entire world. But taking a look at the data, not from Yahoo, but if you take a look at their data in general, so here you can see vehicle deliveries, you can see operating cash flow and free cash flow, and you can see net income. It's not the worst. I mean, if you go to Q1 2023, it was relatively similar, for example. But if you take into account all the data points right here, it's definitely not good. So now it's worth saying that if you take a look at every Q1, it's normally not that good. So Q2 will be very, very interesting. But if you take a look at net income, for example, even compared to the Q1s of 2024, 2023, it's not good. All right, but one of the key reasons I think why Tesla's price did not drop that much, because of that, is that it was already kind of expected. All right, we already had a lot of negative headlines about Tesla sales, for example, in Europe. So it could be that it was already, or at least it seems like to me, that it already was priced in to a certain extent. And then pre-market were trading higher, and yesterday we also closed a little bit higher than where we closed on Monday, because of the news that Elon Musk is stepping back, or at least is reducing time at Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and is going to be spending more time with Tesla, which I think that was one of the main reasons, if we zoom out on Tesla's price right here, why the price has collapsed since December 2024. Now, obviously, the market also has to do with that. But if you take a look at the S&P 500 right here, that really started to fall the 21st of February, and by then Tesla had already fallen a fair bit, over 20% even, I think. So that's a market just opened, by the way. We'll talk about that in a moment. But that caused the price to go up a bit, and then overall we also had a bit of an ease of tensions in the world, with the volatility index dropping lower, US bond yields dropping lower, which is also continuing right now. And so that combination has pushed Tesla higher. Now, one thing you need to be aware of right here, as we have bounced from the support level at 225, is that we opened higher, so there's a gap to the downside which we may fill. Overall, though, in line with what I expect from the markets, and mainly in line what I expect from the markets, but also given what we know from the stability we have found since the beginning of March, I would expect, like you can see, a point of control right here, and just in general, there's a lot of liquidity between 250 and 230, even though I think short term we can actually fill up this gap. I think we will be able to hold the support right here around 235 to 225. So even though short term will pull back into that, I think after that, which is also in line with what I expect from the markets, I think we can push into that first minor resistance level. I think around 265, and ultimately we also have a chance to break up towards 285 and 290 now, and that is ultimately my main price target. That's also where I would consider shorting Tesla, even though that's of course always risky, but that's by far the most important level if you zoom all the way out. And to get up there, I would certainly need to see an S&P 500 recovery into 260 and 255, right? So short term, pullback for Tesla, filling the gap is to be expected. From there, I expect us to bounce, move into that initial price target right here at 265. After that, a chance to get into 280, 300 potentially, even if the market is strong enough to do that. And then after that, I expect a pullback back into the POC, at the very least, at 250. All right, those are my thoughts on Tesla right now in the light of current fundamentals, in light of current news, and taking into account the technicals. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments, of course. But for now, have a great day. Hopefully it helps, and bye.